give the mind a little rest, recovery. So you come out with energy at practice, and it feels good to get back to the field and to get back to work. But it doesn't change how you feel about the situation and how urgent the need to get better extremely fast is. Obviously, where we are in terms of record isn't acceptable and shouldn't be acceptable. I think that if you aren't angry or upset or frustrated about it, then that's when something's really wrong. So it feels good to get back to practice. It feels good to get back to work and to have a chance this weekend to improve and get better. But I'm always going to be angry when you're not winning.
Do you think enough guys are angry and upset like they should be for being 1-6?
I hope so. Our guys are moving around to practice well. They're working. They're excited to get to work and to be back on the field and to play a game and to get the bad taste out of our mouth. So, yeah, I hope so.
Brandon?
Hey, JJ, before the season started, we talked to you about your teaching methods and how you've worked on that, how you've grown in, how you teach and relate to other players. Have you been having to tap into that this season, and how is that going as far as trying to help the next guy next to you be consistent around the game and in your preparations and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, right now we're just trying to win. So it's trying to make sure guys are in the right gaps, guys are tackling, guys are doing what they need to do to be successful on the field. Obviously, where we are as a defense right now is nowhere near where we want to be. So we all need to improve. We all need to get better very, very quickly. And so it's not necessarily, I mean, yes, it partially is a time for teaching because we clearly got to be better than where we are. But, I mean, we're halfway through the NFL season here. It's not – we got to win. We don't got time to be, working on – you need to work on the fundamentals and get better at the fundamentals. But, we got to get going,
Well, JJ, I'm curious about that for football players, especially defensive football players, and tackling and being inside of gaps and things like that are real basic that you guys already kind of know what to do. What gets you outside of those real basic things that you guys know you need to do to help you get better?
I mean, there's many things, and every guy's different. I mean, some guys are just trying to get outside of themselves and make a play. Some guys, it's literally not enough reps, not enough, work, young, just whether that may be the case. Some guys, there's many different reasons why that may come up. But I'm a guy who believes in you only get better at football by playing football. And so I believe in getting the most amount of reps you can possibly get. I believe in, practice should be hard. It should be difficult. It should be work. I mean, it should. You have to work to get better at your craft. And if you're not working on your craft consistently in the highest situations possible, you're not going to get better at it. So, meetings are great, walkthroughs are great, but you have to play football to get better at football. And that's how I believe you get better.
Aaron Wilson.
Hey, JJ. With the NFL trade deadline over, and this is going to be the team that you're going to play with for the most part, Roman Cornell said that can sometimes be a good thing because guys know that uncertainty is over. What is your kind of thoughts on that now that the deadline is over for you all as a team, for you, for everyone?
Yeah, I mean, there are obviously a lot of rumors going around. There's a lot of conversations that happen, whether it's within the building, between guys, whatever it is. So now that that's over, there's a lot of obviously definitiveness to that situation. So there's no more speculation. There's no more distraction from that standpoint. So now it is what it is, and you move forward.
JJ, when you think about your legacy, this is where you started it. This is, I think where you want to finish it. What is your approach on that, kind of thinking about wanting to play here, finish your career here? Is that your mentality?
I am here. Obviously, I'm trying to do whatever I can to help us win games. I don't think it's any secret that I don't have 10 years left in this league. I personally believe that I do have a few more great ones left in me. But you also can't, I'm not looking to rebuild. I'm looking to go after a championship, and that's what I want to do. So, whatever's in the best interest of the Houston Texans, that's in the best interest of myself. And so, but like I said, I'm interested in winning a championship in this league. That's how every player's goal.
Aaron Reese.
Hey, JJ. One of my colleagues in Pittsburgh is working at a store by TJ. Want me to ask you about this? I guess when TJ was moving from tight end to defensive end, Paul Chris called you, or that's what he told our reporter. And I'm wondering what you remember about that conversation with Paul Chris. Did you expect TJ to excel so well at defense and take to it as quickly as he did?
I mean, I always thought that he would be successful at defensive end. Coach Chris is an unbelievable guy. I love Coach Chris. I do remember the conversation. And, you know, TJ, I mean, he's an incredible player. I mean, and the thing about him, it's very similar to myself, is that when you play tight end, they tell you what to do every single play. They tell you exactly who to block. They tell you what route to run. You have to wait for the ball to be thrown to you. There's a lot of variables that come in. A lot of other things have to happen for you to make the play. On defense, you have the ability to affect the game on every single play. You know, sometimes it may be the right thing to do, sometimes it may be the wrong thing to do, but you can knife a gap, you can win a pass rush, you can get to the ball on every single play, theoretically. And I think that's TJ's mindset and his mentality, and what he does fits very, very well with that. And that's why I knew he'd be successful with playing defense. And obviously he's doing it at an unbelievable level right now.
Greg Bailey.
Hey, JJ, when Cal McNair says he's not ready to give up on this season, does that resonate with you? And having even a glimmer of hope, how does that help you and the rest of your teammates kind of forge through these very difficult times?
You know, I mean, I if you need somebody to tell you, to give you motivation to come to work every day, if you need somebody to give you a reason to get excited to work, A, when we play in a job that pays you a great amount of money to chase a ball around, but B, when you're a competitor and you're an athlete and you're somebody who thrives and lives off of competition, if you need somebody else to motivate you every day, regardless of your record, regardless of your situation, you're in the wrong spot, because you should want to be here either way. Now, you may get frustrated, angry, upset at the situation we're in, and you not be happy with what we're in right now, because you shouldn't be. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't come to work every day ready to work and ready to put your best foot forward and ready on game day to give these fans and to give this city, to give your teammates everything you possibly have. So I don't need any other motivation. I don't need any statistics that tell me percentages or things like that. When we hit that field, you're going to get the absolute best I got every single time.
Berman.
JJ, you talked about the fact that you know you have a finite time left in this. Your future is finite. You're not going to go on forever. So you have very few boxes left to check in this league, and one of them is winning a championship. What is that like for you to watch the window growing smaller, and you don't know how many opportunities you're going to have left going forward at your level of play?
Yeah, I think I talked about this another time. I mean, early in your career, you know, you think life goes on forever. Obviously, you know, we win our first ever division, our first ever playoff game in my first year. The second year, we go 12-4, and you think that life's going to be great and you're just going to keep getting better and better. And then, you know, you go 2-14, and the reality of the business side of the NFL and the reality of all the things that come along with it hit you in the face, and you realize that, oh, this isn't all roses all the time. And then you look at the last, 7 years or so, and yeah, we've won some division championships, and that's great, but that's not the goal. Like that's not the goal. And your goal can't be to make the playoffs. Your goal can't be to win 1 or 2 playoff games. If your goal is not to win the Super Bowl, and your goal is not to do everything in your power to make that happen and make your organization in the best possible situation for that, then that's not going to happen. So that is my goal, and that's why the work goes in. That's why, fought back from all these injuries, because that's the goal, and that's what I'm still working towards.
JJ, I have a follow. When Romeo Cornell was asked earlier about what are the reasonable expectations for the team going forward, he said, I think everybody thinks we stink, so I'm going to tell them we stink. And if we can do better than that, if we can get some deodorant, they will smell a little bit better. A win is like deodorant to me. When you hear that and think about what are the reasonable expectations for this team going forward, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the reasonable expectation is to go 1-0 this week. That's the goal. That's the expectation. We can't control anything past this week, so why would I create some sort of reasonable explanation past this week? I can't win 9 games in 1 week. It's a matter of winning one game in 1 week and then moving on to the next week. So it's just practice today, doing the best you can at practice, watching the film, getting better workouts, and then getting to Sunday and trying to get a win on Sunday.
John?
JJ, you talked about being 214. You went 9-7 with a coaching change. How excited will you be about having a new general manager and a new head coach with high expectations?
I mean, I have no how can I get excited about something I don't know? I have no clue who they are. I have no clue what their ideas or philosophies are. I have no clue who the candidates even are. So I can't say I'd get excited about something that I don't know.
Last one for Patrick. You got to take yourself off mute, Patrick.
JJ, it's a pleasure to talk to you. I know the other day on social media you referenced and wrote the words learn, grow, and work. I just want to know, what have you learned about yourself this year, and how have you grown both as a player but as a human in the strange times of 2020?
Yeah, I mean, that's a broad question there. I could either take it as just pure humanity and how I've learned and grown as a human, obviously throughout the pandemic and everything that's gone on this year. I can take it as a football player and what I've learned in the situation that we're in this season that's going on right now. You know, I've learned a lot. I've learned throughout the pandemic how fortunate I am and how thankful that I am to live the life that I do and to have the family members and the friends around me that I do, and how badly I miss certain human connections in my life, whether it be being able to hug my grandma, being able to see my nephew, being able to visit with my family, being able to go visit schools and community service and go out there and see people, to eat at a restaurant and engage with other people, to be able to have teammates over for dinner. All those things I miss. But I've also been very grateful for the time with my wife, the amount of time we've got to spend with each other despite the circumstances. And I've also grown throughout it all, dealing with situations, whether it's within the NFL, within the team, and now being 1-6 and we're sitting where we're sitting, not being happy with that. Your emotions and your frustrations and your anger through that, and just still going to work every single day and putting your best foot forward despite being upset with where you're at.
And if I can just follow up on that last bit, how do you attack those situations of difficulty? Is there something that you use to really push forward, whether it is personal or whether it is football related?
You don't have any choice, so might as well attack it to the best of your ability. I think that's my mentality, is that the situation is the time is gonna pass either way. So I might as well attack it to the best of my ability. I might as well do the best I can to make the most out of the situation, because whether I try hard or whether I give up, time's gonna pass and that situation is gonna happen regardless. So I might as well do my damn best to make the most out of it.
Thanks,
Thank
JJ.
you.
Yes.